Hi, it's Joey Reynolds. I don't know whether I'm helping radio to make a comeback or to go away a lot faster. I'll tell you this much, television has gotten very interesting lately, only for a couple of moments, because of the specials. I mean, we always watch it probably for the football games, and they turned Notre Dame Stadium into a country feast last night with Garth Brooks. If you had a child, would you call him Garth? What a name. That's like a planetary name, Garth. It's like a name made up by George Lucas. Or Elvis, that was a strange name at the time too. And Humperdinck, Engelbert Humperdinck. Those are two names that you probably wouldn't choose. Hey, there's my son Humperdinck. Or my daughter Engel. Angle is more like. We have a different kind of a society and make up names based on a person's profession. That's why they call me a-hole. I'm telling you this, though. Last night I had a choice between watching the George Bush proceedings from Dallas, Texas, this wonderful president, or watching Victoria's Secret models. And of course, I figured there's going to be plenty of Bush. Well, there is this week, and you got the Victoria. Listen, he was the head of the CIA. He died knowing Victoria's Secret. This is the irony of all of this stuff. And figuring with a play on words, we had the Latin people with Hamilton. Those guys who, incidentally, I had them on my show years ago when they had another show on Upper Manhattan. They had a show that was it was a strip show. we all start small, but the Latin Awards were part of the Kennedy Center Awards and the Jewish Defense League Awards. It was from Goya to Goyim. They mix it up, but we're in time. We're in time for bad puns. And I'm going to go to pun hell when I die. Everybody knows that, and I'm already a designated hitter. But sitting here and in the wonderful weather in Florida and thinking about New York, and then I'll go to New York and the weather will change. I bring the warm weather to New York, and I bring the cold weather to Florida. But I'm not responsible for the fires. That I didn't do. The fires, earthquakes, volcanoes. The only thing missing now is a plague of locusts at the window. Are we in a global warming or warning situation? Are we? Have they decided that yet? Whatever the case, I know that Branson is building another spaceship and trying to get to another planet. When we get there, what are we going to find? We're going to find that there's no place to fill her up. You got to get fuel to come back. So I guess they're not going to come back. And you can't take a can of gasoline with you on the flight, can you? It's probably not allowed through the security at the airport. The Air Force One, I want to mention that for a minute. That plane is being designated to carry George Bush's coffin to Washington, and they're giving it another name, but it's actually Air Force One. And they have this other airplane that Boeing has invented that's pretty cool, but it's the same one that had the accident in Indonesia a couple of weeks ago. This new 727, I think it is, or 777, whatever the name is. It's got too many sevens in it for me. I'd stay away from crap in Vegas with those numbers. But this flight that I took on this beautiful plane from JFK to Florida on JetBlue, and it was the same plane that went down in Indonesia. And then they report it was the problem with the engine, with the plane, that they didn't take it off automatic pilot, I guess it was, and they should have landed it manually. And I said, this is the smoothest landing I've ever had in my life. And then I realized I was on that plane. I would be on another plane pretty soon, the one that nobody wants to go to pretty quick. So this is it. We have so much going on that there's nothing happening. It's one of those newsless days, when everybody minds their own business. News is scarce. It's a Reynolds Rap.